Sir John Watson was an English merchant and shipowner, active in the East India Company and Virginia Company, and Lord Mayor of London in 1606. Life: the son of Thomas Watts of Buntingford, Hertfordshire, he was owner of the Margaret and John, one of the ships paid by the City of London in 1588 to sail against the Spanish Armada. Watts himself served in her as a volunteer, and saw action. In 1590 the same ship was one of a fleet of merchantmen coming home from the Mediterranean, which fought and beat off Spanish galleys near Cadiz. Although Watts was not on board, throughout the war he equipped and financed privateers led by Michael Gear, William Lane and Christopher Newport. A few of his notable successes include the expedition to Cuba in 1591 and James Lancaster's expedition to Recife in April 1595, both of which Watts received significant prize money from the success of the expeditions. Another in July 1601 took into Plymouth a prize coming from the Indies laden with China silks, satins, and taffetas. At this time he was an alderman of London, and had been suspected of being a supporter of Robert Devereux, 2nd Earl of Essex. He was one of the founders of the East India Company, and on the 11th of April 1601 was elected its governor, during the imprisonment of Sir Thomas Smythe. He served as a sheriff of the City of London in 1597. On the accession of James I, he was knighted on the 26th of July 1603, becoming Lord Mayor of London in 1606 to 1607, at which time he was described in a letter to the King of Spain as the greatest pirate that has ever been in this kingdom. During the following years he was an active member of the Virginia Company. In the City of London, Watts was a member of the Clothworkers' Company. Watts died at his seat in Hertfordshire in September 1616, and was buried on the 7th of the month at Ware, family, by his wife Margaret, daughter of Sir James Hawes, K.N.T. He left 4 sons and 4 daughters. The eldest son, John, served in the Cadiz expedition and was knighted for his good service in 1625. He subsequently served under George Villiers, 1st Duke of Buckingham, in the Rhacute expedition, and under Count Mansfeldt in the electorate of the Palatinate. He married Mary, daughter of Thomas Baining, and aunt of Paul Baining, 1st Viscount Baining, and left numerous issue. His eldest son, who also became Sir John Watts, served an apprenticeship in arms under his father. He was knighted in 1642, and received a commission to raise a troop of arms for the king. Having been expelled from the governorship of Chirk Castle, he attached himself to Arthur Capel, 1st Baron Capel of Haddam, and was one of the defenders of Colchester Castle. He compounded for delinquency by paying a fine, and was discharged on the 11th of May 1649. However, he was forced to sell to Sir John Bucky's manor of Mardocks in Ware. After the Restoration he was made receiver for Essex and Hertfordshire. He died about 1680, and was buried in the church of Hartingfordbury.